In the last videos, we have seen design of the top rafter and bottom tie. So in this lecture, we will be seeing the design of inner members. The inner members are subjected to compression force as well as the tensile force. So in this video, we will be designing inner members which are subjected to compressive force. Design of inner members subjected to compressive force. From the given data, inner members are subjected to maximum compressive force of 66 kilonewton. Out of all the inner members or the interior members, the maximum compressive force they are subjected to 66 kilonewton, which is converted to factored load, that is 66 into 1.5, which is 99 kilonewton. And same time, the maximum length out of all inner members is equal to 3.46 meters. Now, your inner members are grouped in such a way that it is designed for the maximum factored load of 99 kilonewton and maximum length of 3.46 kilonewton. So now, assuming some FCD, that is design compressive stress, that is 40 Newton per square mm, we will calculate what is area required, that is load divided by assumed compressive stress 40 Newton per square mm. Now for which area required will be 2475 square mm. Now referring to steel table, so we have to adopt an angle section having area equal to 2475 square mm. So now referring to steel table, so here we will be adopting single angle ISA, that is 110 into 110 into 10 mm. Now area of which is 2106 square mm. Now area adopted is slightly less than this, no issues. If this angle is failing, maybe you have to adopt the next higher section. So this is a trial and error method, you have to adopt the next higher section. Okay. Now since this is a single angle, so we cannot calculate the compressive stress as per 7.1.2.1. So it cannot be done as per 7.2.1.1. So since it is single angle, so this will be eccentrically loaded. Angle will be eccentrically loaded. Therefore, or we also call it as loaded through one leg. Loaded through one leg. In such cases, in case of single angle or loaded through one leg, so we have to calculate a lambda E as per 7.5.1.2, page number 48. Then we have to substitute this lambda E is equal to lambda in 7.1.2.1 to calculate FCD. So now therefore, So first calculating lambda E, which says root of K1 plus K2 lambda square VV plus K3 lambda square phi, where K1, K2, K3 depends on your bolts on end bolts given in table 12. Now assuming 2 bolts at each end and hinged. So K1, K2, K3 will be, K1 will be 0.7, K2 will be 0.6 and K3 will be 5. Yeah. So now the other formulas are lambda VV, which is again from 7.5.1.2 if you refer. So lambda V will be L by R VV whole divided by epsilon root of pi square into Young's modulus divided by 250, and lambda phi will be B1 plus B2 divided by 2t whole divided by epsilon pi square into Young's modulus divided by 250. So now L is length, so these you have to substitute length 3460 in mm. So RVV is taken from steel table, which is 21.4 whole divided by epsilon is calculated as root of Fy by 250. Root of Fy by 250. Fy in our case is 250 divided by 250 under root, which is equal to 1. So there epsilon is equal to 1 into root of pi square. Young's modulus is 2 into 10 to the power 5 divided by 250. So which we will be getting it as 1.546 and same. Okay, in the same line, lambda phi is also calculated, which says B1 plus B2 whole divided by 2t divided by epsilon root of pi square E divided by 250. So B1 and B2 be the length of the angle, which is 110 divided by 2 into thickness. Epsilon again will be 1 root of pi square into 2 into 10 power 5 divided by 250, which lambda phi will be getting it as 0.125. Now this lambda VV, lambda phi, then K1, K2, K3 have to be substituted in this expression to calculate lambda E. So when you substitute, we will be getting lambda E as 1.486. Okay. Now this lambda E should be replaced by lambda as given in clause number 7.1.2.1 page number 34 to calculate FCD. Yeah. So lambda E is equal to, which we have calculated as 1.486. So now next we have to calculate phi, which says 0.5 in bracket 1 plus alpha. So lambda should be replaced by lambda E minus 0.2 plus lambda E square. So now alpha depends on buckling class, which is 0.49, referring to table 7 page number 35, because angle buckling class is always C. Buckling class C. So therefore alpha will be 0.49. Yeah. So then when you substitute alpha as 0.49, lambda E as 1.486, so the value of phi will be 1.919. So once we get value of phi, so then we have to calculate FCD, so which is Fy by gamma m naught whole divided by phi plus phi square minus lambda E square, which is 250 divided by 1.1, phi is 1.919 plus outside the bracket plus 1.919 whole square minus lambda E is 1.486 whole square. So finally FCD you will be getting it as 72.53 Newton per square mm. So once we know FCD, then we'll calculate load or the buckling load, buckling compressive load of the angle adopted, that is area into FCD. So area we have noted down is 2106 square mm into FCD is 72.53 Newton per square mm. So which we will be getting it as 152.7 kilo Newton, which is greater than 99. So therefore adopted angle is safe in compression. So if this angle, if this force is less than 99 kilonewton, we have to adopt the next higher section and the section has to be redesigned. Connection of inner compression members. So again they are subjected to maximum compressive force of 99 factored maximum compressive force of 99 kilo Newton. The connection also has to be designed for 99 kilo Newton. So now your single angle will be connected to a gusset plate connected through one leg. So in this case your bolts are subjected to single shear and bearing. Single shear and bearing. So the given data for bolt are using M22 bolts of grade 5.6 or 4.6 whatever. So here I will be assuming grade 5.6. The shear strength will be in single shear, that is VDSB. Directly I will be writing 68.47 kilo Newton and bearing strength will be VDPB, which will be getting it as 92.54 kilo Newton. Now the design strength of single bolt will be lesser of shearing and bearing, which is 68.47 kilo Newton. So therefore number of bolts will be 99 kilonewton divided by strength of one bolt, that is 68.47 kilonewton. So approximately you will be getting it as 2 numbers. So all inner compression members have to be provided with the 2 bolts at both the ends.